African, we must reclaim our identity. Identity is not just about name. Identity is the title the world has been given us, especially as African. And all those identity come through the mind. The identity is the name they give us. Poor, third world, and uneducated. Many names even put on our identity. Africa is dirty. All those the word become identity. We feel it's who we are. No. Africa, we had to think through the mind. We change African identity. How do we want to shape how the world can see us? I am Ndize Rubasha. I am the voice of African identity. I speak what others fear to say on this program. The future of Africa is going to begin with reclaiming our identity. To know exactly who we are. Today, I'm talking about our countries in Africa. How we keep struggling. Not because anything else. It's because we have never changed our mind. Today in Kenya, across African country, we have see something very important where we go to say, oh, the leaders in Africa, they are old. Like now in Kenya, the leader, it's young. Kenya leadership now, it's young. It could be in the government, all sectors. It could be in the business, and technology, even when you look in politics, opposition, or even the one in the government, in education, all we can see the young people coming up. And always since the world have been here, Africa has always have talent. It was have majorities. It has majority young generation in the world. But despite to have all young majority, most countries we still struggling in Africa. And the reason we still struggling is not because always they keep saying, oh, we are poor, or no. The reason and the crucial point you are missing, it's identity. It's your identity. For more than a century, colonizing did not only take our land or resources, but it take away our identity. Always they're the one who's going to name who we are. Now, recently I can hear the new identity they give generation Gen Zs. Who give that identity? Who give that name? Somebody always has to give us our name. Somebody had to give us the identity, whatever they feel, and then we go with it. And in Kenya also, we should accept the freedom of speech, the freedom of media. But also we have to keep looking, is it this freedom taking us in the right direction? Is it this freedom of speech is taking us where we should be as a nation? Because Kenya should be lead East Africa. But how they distracted in themselves? With all this quality we have, why they still struggling to be where they should be? With the quality of talent. How come we have young people and the power, even the position, but think it doesn't work the way it should be? They have freedom of speech. But look the distraction? What is out in the politician? Is a fight among themselves. The fight among the politicians. That is where people lose their identity. Gen Z's demonstrated that is right to bring their voices. When you look, since they did that, what has it changed? What they were fighting, what the cause were fighting, where is it? Anything has improved? Time will tell. I'm not sure. But the distraction, it keeps coming between our continent. It's so powerful. The distraction keep coming within itself. It's so powerful. The distraction keep paralyzing the whole system amongst the people. It's so powerful. Who does it work for? That are the things we have to keep looking. This distraction between politicians, it become individual every single day. People forgot to talk about what be needed to be done. People forgot about talk of economy. Only one thing that could say it's the cleanliness, the dirty. Nairobi city is the most expensive city in East Africa. But people have been take identity to be dirty. Everything goes and people think is okay. You could have freedom of speech, but you can't say, hey, this place to be clean. This way we've been distracted. People walk through in those rubbish because that identity we've been given. The government is young. But to be young, my brother and my sisters, is not going to take us anywhere. To be young without a vision, with no vision, people perish. How come the whole successful nation, the whole city in Africa, it can't have time to take rubbish away? He can't have the day to collect the rubbish. He can't have the truck to come to collect the rubbish. And the people there, the politicians there, the MPs they are there. They are the most hired MPs in the world. But everybody walk in the city which is dirty. You go to the market. Market is dirty. Why? There is no collection system. Because we lost that identity. Nairobians lost their identity to love their city. That is where African must reclaim our identity. How do you want to look? How are you going to be? We are not dirty. We are not poor. We must reclaim identity to be rich, smart, educated. Even though we're still educated, they still give us non-educated. We have to take it ourselves, but by working for people. Young leaders, if you're not working for people, who's going to do? The internal destruction is really powerful. It's really powerful. It messes the whole country. It messes the whole economy. But the country is moving. But Nairobi, it doesn't move the level it should be. Compare Ethiopia. Ethiopia has been doing good work. It's been trying to be different. Kenya, Nairobi is going behind. Ethiopian, they know they have changed their identity. They want to be in another level. Any sector they are doing, having, improving day by day. Because they take their identity now. They know who they are. They want what to be and what to have. They see the distraction here and there, but they are getting better. And when you look at Ethiopians, always have been taken their identity. Have their African names. Have their own names. And that's so powerful. That's the powerful we need to take, especially in Kenya. That change of identity, it has to come. You have to look at the neighbor. How is progressing? Other neighbor, Rwanda, my homeland, it has changed their identity. Rwanda is changing the identity of Africans in Rwandese. We are not big in economy, but the progress in the last 30 years is because they changed their identity. See, we don't want to be dirty. Even though we don't have money, we don't need to be called. We continue to remind us, oh, we are poor, we are poor. No, we don't want that. We build a cleanest city in the world. Why Nairobi, it can be like Kigali? Because Kigali, in Rwanda, the leadership government, they change identity of Rwandese. Everybody had to be accountable to serve people. That is the difference. The city is clean because the people has choose to be clean. The government has put the law and order to do that. That is how a nation change. As small things make identity change. Kenya, you should learn from there. Again, we still have different issues in each nation, but the progress has to come. But the crucial point for me, my movement is African must reclaim our identity. We choose the positive identity. For generations, we have been always given identity from outsider. You have to stop. for even names. The name is not just word. Always somebody give you their names, it means you belong to them. You follow them. When you lost your identity, you become a follower. You can't read if you don't have identity. But when you have your own identity, when you choose who to be, you'll be reader on your own way. That is where African we must claim our identity. May I change my name? I remove white name, colonial name. Always colonizer, they keep us giving the identity. And always they never give you a good identity. Always is negative. We have to stand to choose the positive identity. We choose our name. A name for our ancestors, name for having history, name represent our tribe, name making to know who we are, where you're coming from. Our history being changed and you accepted. You should start thinking to take back our history. We are educated. Education they are being given us, you've been working for them. I know it's a war, it's a distraction. When you start to work for your own people. When you are working on people, when your education is working, a system is working for your people, we'll be in Africa in trouble. We'll be give you sanctions. When they impose sanction on Africa, that's meaning we colonize you. We have to tell you what to do, not to do. Otherwise, we give you sanction. And you never be progress. Sanction is a form of continue to colonize Africa. You politician, you have to know how to fight it. That is a powerful weapon of colonizer. Me, I bring to fight with identity. It's in our mindset. African must reclaim our identity. That's all I'm sharing with you. The identity is going to change. When a man loses his identity, he loses part of his life. This is a crucial point we got to have. And this comes from each individual goals, individual thinking, individual action. We have to take identity we want. City by city. Each city can be clean, it can change. We talk about cleanliness. Kenya, Kisumu has also take a different identity for cleanliness. It has a cleanness, it has a change. Kisumu following Kigali. Nairobi, you should be follow. They sit around because it's a good city. That is why identity is most powerful. That's my contribution. I want you, look, check. Let's rebuild this movement. Africa must reclaim our identity. Thank you and have a nice day.